So this is going to be ModCast number 1, the first getting together of the mods and discussing SAAG and SAAG community for the foreseeable future for the coming up week. My name is William, also known as Last Member. I am a founder and the community manager for SAAG.
All right, and then we've got Crimson Palom. I don't really know what my title would be, but I'm also one of the founders. I do the weekly community focus for us. And we've also got our PvP guy here with us. If he'll introduce himself.
Which one are we calling PvP?
Oh, who is that?
That would be you, sir.
Wait, that doesn't make it any easier.
All right, we've got Mr. Bama I'm Rice here. We'll let him introduce himself a little bit.
What's going on, guys? My name is Bama I Am Rice. I am the Southeast District 1 supervisor for this orifice called SAAG. What's going on?
Last but not least.
Hi, I'm Boomtown. Right now I'm the webmaster that's kind of on leave right now. I play a lot of PvP, and that's about it.
I think between the four of us, I think our overall game time is somewhere near, I'm going to go with 3,000 hours. What do you think? Bama, you just crossed over 1,000, right?
I am currently at closing in on about 1,050 right now.
Okay. I'm at about 1,200, give or take.
I'm
We're
at
close
about
to
1,100.
Oh, so we're over 3.
Yeah.
I think we're past 4 then.
So we're
Yeah.
approaching 4, about 1,000 for each of us. So
It's got 47 hours put into it so far.
that's it. That's 4. All right, then.
47, huh?
So that's the kind of us. We're hopefully trying to do this about once a week and push it out for y'all in the community. We're going to start off talking about community growth and how it's kind of flabbergasted us. I think we started, 3 weeks ago? We had a grand total of, 18 members?
Something like that. So this, so our community, the way that it started, we were 2 separate communities that started playing together, and we always ran into the situation of we either had 7 people and 1 person got left out, or we had 10 people and not quite enough to make 2 full raids, and that type of thing. So we decided to come together and start this new community, and we all, as the original members, we all voted on a name and came up with Somewhat Above Average Gaming and got things started, and things kind of blasted off on us a little bit, I guess you could say.
And if we're honest with all of you guys, we all played together anyway.
It's true.
It didn't make sense.
No. We were one community. We just had 2 different clan tags going, and it was weird, for at least on my end, maybe. Our first outreach, we posted something on Reddit on the community day, their Tuesday community focus, Friend Tuesday or something like that. We posted on there and reached out there, and we also listed some posts on the Bungie forums, and that kind of swelled our numbers from about 18. We went up to probably 100 people in the group, and then that boosted our clan numbers up to 40, 45 up until this week, something like that.
That's correct,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, I think we had around there.
And then this week we did the same thing, except now that we had friends and relatives and clan members who were Reddit related, we could reach out to them and say, hey, look, y'all like this community. If you like the community, get some info out there and bump that up so that we can see about growing a little bit more. And then we went from 100 to a whole lot up to we're at 246 as of right now. I'm looking at the clan page. 246 members.
247.
We capped out our numbers as far as clanmates go.
Which is really awesome, and we as the mods want to thank you guys, because without you guys putting out the good word for us and all that kind of stuff, our community would have never gotten to where it is now. So thank you guys a lot, and we are humbled, to say the least, that there's that many people out there that have the same mindset that we do, that want to help other people. We were noobs at this at one point too. So
Yeah.
most of us started. In fact, I think all of us started back in the alpha, and I don't know about the rest of these guys, but me running around in the alpha, I was, what the hell is spin metal? What do I do with this? What's
This
going
is
on
question.
here? And then they brought out the moon, and I was like, man, we get to go to different places. This is awesome, And so we've all been there. We more or less grew with the game, and I know that a lot of y'all are coming in now, but that's part of what we wanted to do when we started this whole thing, was to make sure that Destiny as a whole had a large community base that could play together. And if you needed somebody, instead of having to go to LFG and find just a completely random person that you knew nothing about, we wanted to create more or less kind of a family. It's getting a little larger than we had anticipated, but we still want to try and keep that family atmosphere going on. So once again, we need you guys to make that happen. And I think our group mate Chad's doing a wonderful job of that. I mean, it's active pretty much 24/7. So
There have been
that's
absolutely
amazing.
times where I've put my phone down to take like a 5 minute shower or to like get a bite to eat, and I'll come back to it and I've got 150, 200 messages just, and my phone's dead because it's been buzzing the entire time. I haven't been looking at it. It's ridiculous how crazy our group can get going.
Yeah, I had to turn off my. So
Yeah.
I don't need my phone dying on me in the middle of the day, but
Absolutely.
but yeah, it's most definitely incredible. So once again, we want to thank you guys as the community of. We put it out there, and you guys made the community what it is. So once again, thank y'all.
You the man and the woman.
We've got a couple of girls or women hanging out with us, and I'm digging it. I'm like having a mixed community as opposed to just being a bunch of guys all hanging out and getting kind of weird with each other.
Someone say sausage fest?
What?
Point here.
Are we talking bratwurst or Polish?
All right, moving along.
Now, one thing that we've started is a SAAG community YouTube page. It's a new channel that we started. Bam, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Okay.
Who?
I'm assuming he said me because his audio is terrible. But
Yeah, he did say you.
basically, with the YouTube channel, what we're trying to do is get community-created content put on the YouTube page to sort of promote the community as a whole, and also sort of demonstrate some individual skills. I mean, in the end, we all play for personal reasons, whether it's we want to play with the fire team or we want to dominate individually in the Crucible, and each reason for that is great. So why not find an outlet for us to show that to other people within the YouTube community and the Destiny community in general? So we have built this page. It's very new, so be patient with us. We're going to work on some overlays, things like that. But we will hopefully by the end of next week have a flowing page where you send one of the mods a YouTube video that you want to post, and we will, of course, put your gamer tag and all the pertinent information you would like for us to put in there, as long as it's mod approved, to promote not only yourself, but promote the community once again. And also saying that, just because we're putting it in the community page doesn't mean that you can't also use it as an outlet to positively promote either your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel, because we're always looking for ways to make the community shine. And it's not just you have to be within the community to do that. We've all had individual YouTube pages at some point. I have one. Crimson has one. So we have those. What?
I'm sorry.
Ignore him.
I'm going to ignore him. I'll put him on mute in a minute. So anyways, we all have our individual YouTube pages, and what we're trying to do is make it to where you have that ability to publicize yourself, because with Twitch, if that's what you want to promote, great. We want you to be able to advertise that and get as many people watching your channel, following it, maybe subscribing to it, who knows, at some point. But we want to use our YouTube page as a outreach to other people, so that way yourself gets publicized more in the community.
And I think it's going to be a great way to have not just individuals, but the community as a whole. I've seen more than one post on our Bungie forum that's talking about somebody was saying, I ran a raid with representatives from y'all's clan, which is y'all, the community in general. We ran a raid with you, and everybody was so patient and willing to teach and helping me through and understanding each mechanic that was happening. I wanted to join to be a part of that. And that's something that, for me, that's great to hear, because that's exactly what we're looking for as a clan and as a community. And we use those terms interchangeably, but for Bungie's purposes, you can only have 100 clanmates, and we're looking to have a large, impactful community, so that way we can spread this positive impact through not just the people that we immediately know, but from people that we may pick up from time to time here and there.
Right. So, in saying that, any of you that have spent any of my Bungie forums, or even the Reddit forums for that matter, one of the things you'll notice really quickly is that the Destiny community as a whole, unfortunately, is extremely toxic.
A little bit.
That's something that we want to change. We're just a small piece in a very large universe, but we want to be surrounded with positivity, and we want to help people and always be as positive and helpful to anyone that we possibly can be. So anybody that you know that may not be the greatest gamer in the world, but they just want to get a raid done, hey, that's what we're here for, man. So bring them on, bring all of them on, and we'll figure it out.
And that's true, and I think that goes for both the PvP and the PvP realm. You know, our requirements don't say anything about you must have a X amount win percentage, you must have this KD, because those things don't matter to us as a community. They may matter to individuals, and that's okay if that's, how an individual you want to, but when you're part of a community, you're all trying to get focused on one goal. And in our case, it's to grow a community where everybody can have the opportunity to play in fire teams, whether it's Crucible, raids, have as many opportunities to do well in the game as possible. And not unfortunately, but the way the game is set up, over 50% of it requires other fire team members. Raids require Trials of Osiris, Skirmish. I mean, even if you do it by yourself, it still match makes you with two people. So our job and our hope is to build a large enough community to where you guys can simply say, okay, I'm going to pull 2 people or 5 people out of this group that I know, who I know will, 1, be positive, 2, will work together. We all have one single objective, and that's to be successful at whatever we do in Destiny. I don't think anybody's in the raid trying to lose the raid. Nobody goes to Trials just to go 0-3 immediately.
Unless you really need
unless you have passage points. It needs a lot of them if you want to run with him this weekend. But if that's your plan, though, execute that plan together. There is no individual achievements here, unfortunately, and Boomtown went away, so we'll pretend that didn't happen. So, but that's where I think we're coming from as far as the group as a whole is let's be focused on being a positive group that's welcoming of anybody and being patient with each other, because we're all trying to learn each other. Some of us, we don't know each other from Adam, and we have to work through some kinks, and there may be some different philosophies. It's trying to find a middle ground for everybody in order to make all activities that much more fun and to make Destiny a long-lasting experience for everybody.
Absolutely. And then I'm glad that you brought up a PvP aspect, and that kind of segues nicely into our response to our growing community. We've had not a split off, but an additional community, or not community, but clan being made. That's for PvP focused stuff, is it not, Bama?
That's correct, Alex. So the point of this new group is because we all know that while we want to play as a community, we all have individual goals. And once again, it's better with a fire team. You can say it 1,000 times, you can say it 1,000,000 times. Having things with a fire team will make your life in Destiny more successful. So that's what we're here for, to set up a PvP group. Our focus is teamwork and communication, because in Skirmish, Salvage, Trials of Osiris, even Rift, even Control, it's communication that is going to be an absolute priority, to talk to your teammates. I don't care if you're anybody great in the community as far as your KD. You may have 7 KD, but if you're a 30% win percentage, you're not a good teammate. Therefore, you're not helping out the community as a whole. So we're trying to form teamwork within the community, because with 3 people on the same page in trials, you will have a higher rate of success than having 3 people who want to go 1-on-3 with everybody else. It just doesn't pan out. I don't care how good your skill level is. You may go to the lighthouse once a blue moon, but trust me, we're going to the lighthouse every weekend because we work together. So we've opened up this beta, and throughout the course of tonight and tomorrow, I'll be picking the names and contacting those members individually to set up a time for the next week for us to get together and basically just run some PvP, whether it's Clash for some 6v6. We'll be running some elimination, just getting a feel for each other. And when it comes down to like Trials of Osiris, it's not going to be just, okay, Crimson, you're going to be with person B and person C. I want people to be able to sort of mold together and be able to find a common gel and a common thread to work with. For example, Crimson, Boom, and myself, when we play, Crimson and Boomtown are our 2 snipers. They are they execute the sniper rifle very well.
They're not too bad. They're not too bad.
Remember, you were terrible with the sniper.
I didn't say I was good. I was saying they're not bad.
Well,
I made the guy a compliment.
So Bama is your invective shotgun. He's your friendly shotgun guy that you hate to see coming around the corner, and that's fine. That's my play style. That's what works well for us as a group, because I play more of the support role initially at the beginning of each round, because in case one of them gets cross sniped, I'm there for the revive. Boom! If they get a quick snipe, we're moving up. We're pushing up. We work out well together, and therefore we go to the lighthouse every weekend. There are other groups. Well, remember, you don't always play, so that's your problem.
That's not always my fault, because my internet sometimes doesn't quite hold me up to the standard.
I'm so sick of that internet joke. That internet joke is done with.
It's not a joke.
Beat the
problem.
dead horse.
Let me tell you about Last Member. Last Member's first time to the lighthouse. It's on a Saturday morning, and we get him there about 9:30 in the morning. Well, 2 of us, one of them being me, is like, okay, we're 1 win behind. All we need is 1 win. So William's like, yeah, let me go to the lighthouse real fast, get my stuff. I'm so excited. I'm so cool. Yeah.
Are we really telling this story right now?
I am. I'm telling you. I think it needs to be told. I need the community to know who their leader
I'll
is.
let you finish, but I do have a caveat. I do have caveats.
There is no caveat. I was sitting right beside him the whole time when he played.
Continue.
I'm going to let you finish. But
So the 9th game comes around, and I think Member not only dropped his controller, but decided to go outside and do the twist, because he went 0-12 in the next game, and we ended up losing. So not only did I not get to go to the lighthouse that round, which I did later in the weekend, but he got to go to the lighthouse ahead of us and was so stoked he decided to screw over his own teammates.
Yep, that's how that went.
Now,
So
that's the comment. That is not exactly how that happened. If I remember correctly.
Oh, yes, it is. Without a doubt. I was right beside you. I almost videoed it.
Now, look, what had happened was when we were going down and
What had happened was
I was on my hunter, which is my main, which is the best class in the game, if we're being honest. Then I changed to a warlock, which I played warlock. I have my warlock where she can run whatever, but not my best.
Sorry, William. I couldn't hear you there for a second. It looks like you just missed another tether with that hunter. My bad.
Look,
Could you repeat that?
Look, I'm not saying I'm the
I
best
couldn't
with
hear you
hunter.
over
It's
your
my
internet.
best character that I play with. I never said I was good with it. It's just my most comfortable character. Anyway, I switched characters, and it didn't. I went downhill from everywhere. So that happened. And now that we've told an embarrassing story about me, we can go into trials this week. I haven't been able to play much this weekend, so I've heard reports the map is Anomaly. And since y'all have played some, how does that play out this weekend?
Shotguns in town.
So for the most part, with Anomaly, people are usually running either exclusively shotguns or exclusively snipers. And if they're sniping, then they're trying to snipe across the middle, and your best bet is to grab a shotgun and try and rush at them. They're either doing that or they're staying on the outside of the map. If they're using snipers or if they're using shotguns, then they're just rushing straight at you. And at that point, you want to just try and keep the long sight lines that are on the map and catch them in choke points coming at you. And those are pretty much the strategies for this map.
My personal favorite so far has been sniping along halls, specifically the crate side with the tank.
Okay.
Great sight line.
Now there's a couple
Caves.
of long sight lines on that map, if I'm remembering correctly.
No,
Both left and right sides, depending on your spawn, are pretty solid. But other than that, I don't know that there are many great sniper spots in there. But again, as has been told,
We've got to work on that voice of yours.
No joke, man. Your internet is hurting.
It's Charles Barkley terrible.
yeah,
it sounds like auto tune the William.
try
I
to.
will. I will also say this about this map. Of all the Trials maps that I've played, this one feels to be the most balanced. When I spawn on a certain side this week, I don't really feel the oh crap, I'm on this side, or the I get an auto win because I'm on this side. There's strategies that you can employ on both sides to kind of balance things out on this map. So I personally like this map a lot for Trials, and I thought that I would hate it because I don't like shotguns.
Warlock Firebolt OP guy over there.
Hey. Firebolt is OP, but so is Hammer, so hush.
Well, first of all, before I go on my tirade about how Titans are the best thing to ever come across the face of the earth, I noticed a tweet earlier today that Triple Rec had sent to Derek, one of the league guys on the Crucible, and he just straight up asked him, how about spawn flipping for Trials? And he said that is something that, while it is not happening yet, it is something that they have discussed. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on spawn flipping, like they do maybe in some of those other games, Call of Duty, for Search and Destroy, where every other round you flip spawns. How do you guys feel about that?
Yes,
I personally don't know why it wasn't ever there. It'd be a thing. So I don't understand why Bungie didn't put it in the game to begin with, and I don't understand why it's taken this long to get it in there, because I know for a fact that when the first week of Trials, that was one of the biggest topics that was on the forums, was people wanted the freaking spawns to flip, and nobody understood why it wasn't. So hopefully it comes sooner rather than later, but we will have to wait and see for that. But another thing we want to talk about this week, the rewards for Trials. So when you're running Trials of Osiris, when you get to 5 wins and when you get to 7 wins each week, you get a guaranteed reward. This week, the rewards are at 5 wins, you get a pair of boots. The 7 wins this week is the Trials light machine gun. They have random rolls on them, so the rolls can change, so it's not going to be the same, but you can look forward to getting boots and a machine gun if that's something you want to try and go for this week.
If I'm not, since there is.
Wow.
Yeah, so we can't understand a word that Boomtown's saying right now.
So while he's fixing out whatever he's doing, the boots, I've noticed, if you can get a decent roll on those, we can figure out exactly. Let me rephrase that. The boots that you get from the Trials are good in the fact that they have the ability to give you perks that are specifically meant for Trials. Whether as soon as you revive, you get extra agility or you get extra speed, whatever. Sometimes you get maybe an extra overshield, but those perks are huge for Trials. You may not use them for anything else, but it seems like in year 2, they've made a lot of the perks in some of the Trials gear specific for Trials. And I think that's good because it gives the individual Guardian a little bit more variety in what they pick up. You know, as far as like, and I'll just take, for instance, the greatest, class to ever live, the Titan. My Trials helmet, no, you just missed another tether, William, sorry. The Titan helmet a couple of weeks ago gave me extra super energy when I revived teammates. I mean, that's got Trials. I mean, sure, salvage and skirmish, it's got that a little bit on there, but that's got Trials written all over it. Absolutely. So the only time I use that is in Trials. You're not really going to use that in the PvE environment. Absolutely not, because I mean, you may res 2 or 3 people, in 20-30 minute span. So no, it's definitely not anything. And with with the rolls I have on my gear, I'm at 100% intellect already. Right. So I don't necessarily need it. That just boosts me up quicker for Trials. Maybe I get an extra super when it comes to either a 7th, 8th, or 9th round. Sure. So I think as far as the gear goes, they've done well in the fact that they're gearing it more towards people replaying Trials, and it gives that Trials of Osiris a more replayability factor.
Absolutely, and I've been really impressed with the what I'm looking for, the activity specific rolls that can drop on gear. The helmet having super energy on revives is, while it doesn't sound like much and it ends up being like maybe one extra kill boost, it can come in really clutch. At least it has been in my experience.
Yes, it is. It is most definitely welcome. I know when me, Matt, or me, Bama, and Boomtown have been playing, for instance, we're all running to get that revive so we can get our super. So it's definitely a good thing to be trying to go for.
All right, so now that we've covered kind of a little bit of stuff, we've touched on some of the things that were addressed in the weekly update. You mentioned, Crimson, that the maps this week for trials felt even to you. Well, that was one of the statistics they put out this week in their weekly update. They said that for last week's trials, the win percentage was about dead even. And looking at it, it is dead even, but I would have argued that it felt differently on the map. But according to the weekly update, it apparently was not. Now, another thing they touched on was the challenge mode of the raids. They mentioned that one strat that we've tended to favor, the single puddle, single pool strat for the Golgoroth fight, is going to be a problem. Says apologies in advance to those that run that. So what are our plans to see about changing some things around there, and what do you think they're doing to counter some of our strategies that we've already made?
So for me personally, that's really exciting because I hated the one orb method when we first decided to do it, and I really like the gazer thing. I think we're just gonna have to go back to the double gaze, which is it's gonna be a pretty big challenge for some because it's not easy if you don't have two people that are really good at holding the gaze and communicate well. Then it is most definitely a struggle. But I will say this much: if you are going to be one of the people that decides you want to be getting the gaze, make sure you have a red death. Red death is a life saver. Absolutely. If you're not using red death, you're wrong. That's just all there is to it. It makes it that much easier. Every single time you destroy one of those orbs, you get your health back. So it doesn't even matter if you get hit by 3 of the 4. As long as you hit the last one, you're back at full health. Mm-hmm. So it's red death makes it so much easier. And personally, if you're one of the gaze takers, I recommend a sniper. You can one-shot Golgoroth in the back with Black Spindle, or you can use a 1,000-yard stare even, as long as it's a high-impact sniper.
As I've seen it, any sniper will get his attention to look at you. It's been my experience.
Yeah. Oh, wow, William, your internet is... All you've got to do is shoot him in the back once, and you've got the gaze, and it makes it so much easier. So whenever challenge mode does come out, whenever that week rolls around, I'm not really sure how they're going to do it. I feel like it's probably going to be kind of like Nightfall type thing, where it's on a weekly rotation. Every Tuesday it'll reset and it'll be another boss. And if that's the case, then that's exciting. It's something else they're adding to the game, which is a welcome thing. So
it sounded like from reading the weekly update that at least for Golgoroth, that the orbs maybe are not going to spawn in the way that we've seen them. As it is now, you can shoot down one, get in the puddle, kill Golgoroth that way, and then be done. But it sounds like either you're going to have to kill him in one spawning of the orb, so one rotation of trading that back and forth, or something along
that'll
the
be difficult.
Of, maybe with the orb is dropped, it's gone for good. So it may be an interesting change there that they've worked out for us.
I don't know how they could do it in making you kill Golgoroth in one game. Maybe that is something they want to do. That's going to be a struggle for people, because even when we've had our best players all go in at the same time, we've never managed to kill Golgoroth in one rotation. So I hope that's not the case, but maybe. We'll wait and find out, I guess.
All right, so they last week or 2 weeks ago they pushed out the new exotics that are coming down for us, and some of them are very familiar. Some of my favorites, Might Multi-Tool is coming back. The wonderful Bones of EAO and the Acleophage Symbiote, thank goodness, are coming up to year 2. What are some exotics that y'all were surprised that were coming up, or maybe are very excited to see coming up for us?
I've seen
Um,
pictures of Gallarhorn.
I think that's wishful thinking on a lot of people's parts. Personally, I can't see them bringing Gallahorn back, and if they do, it's not going to be the Gallahorn we remember.
No.
Um,
I definitely agree with that.
but the Armamentarium is, which it's already back in rotation, but that's one of the ones I was really stoked to see back. The ones I don't really understand why they're bringing them back, Plan C and Super Good Advice. Nobody really used those anyways, and I don't.
Well,
I guess they made them and they want people to use them, but I don't know. I don't understand it. I think those should have been left in the dust and replaced with some better exotics personally.
well,
But
now I can agree with Plan C. I've never really felt the niche that one kind of filled, but the Super Good Advice was definitely one that had a lot of use, especially in the Vault of Glass raid. Now I'm not saying that a lot of people run that anymore, but in the Vault of Glass raid, the oracles never counted as hits on target, so you could just unload your Super Good Advice and never have to worry about it ever running out of ammo, and that came in very, very handy when you were
yeah,
level 30 and Atheon was level 30. So that's one that
yeah,
I like it. I'm glad it's coming back, but I may be in your boat seeing where that one may not be used as much, even though it is year 2.
yeah. I don't. Well, once again, we'll just have to wait and find out who they are. Adding some perks in there that will make it a lot more desirable, we'll say.
Sure, sure.
But we'll have to wait and see. So one of the other things that came out with recently. Well, I guess we should talk about the two new chess pieces that are coming down also before we move on here. So they are releasing the new Titan chess piece and the new Hunter chess
The
piece.
Twilight Garrison and ATS-8 Tarantella, respectively.
Right. Um, I have not even looked up what either one of those do.
uh,
All right, guys, I'm going to step off.
All right, boom. We'll catch you next time around. Crimson and I will close out our group here. The Twilight Garrison, I'm not sure about that one, but the ATS-8 at Tarantella, according to some, has the ability to give your Arc Blade a little bit more help, kind of like the what is it, Mask of the Third Man does currently. I'm sure that's not the only thing that
Right.
it does, but from what I've seen, that's been the idea behind that one, is that it's an Arc Blade chess piece.
So now that I'm reading what the Twilight Garrison does, I've heard basically going to mid-air shade step.
Oh.
So that's going to be something to watch out for in PvP, most definitely. I don't know how that's going to play out or how difficult that's going to be to deal with, but
Well, it depends on how
I can just
effective
imagine
it
now
is.
I can imagine sunbreakers that can freaking shade step in midair. They're hard enough to kill already. That's just scary.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, that's
I'll have
if that's the
to,
case, that can be pretty nasty with the right help going on there. The
that's right.
Tarantella,
Or
I'm not entirely certain. I'm pulling it up now. It is you reduce arc damage and arc grenades and arc blade recharge faster. So that's kind of got a
right.
PvE aspect to it for sure. If you tend to run Blade Dancer, there are a couple in our small community that seem to favor that one. I don't know how much I can see that being. Well, I can see how it could be helpful in PvP for sure. Getting grenades back faster. Arc Bolt for one can be kind of helpful in the end of the game. But we'll see how those two work out.
Right.
I'm interested in getting my hands on them and seeing how they feel and how they fit the exotic meta here.
Right. I mean, if nothing else, it'll be nice to. If nothing else, it'll be nice. Hold on.
Apparently, we're all having some sort of technical difficulties as we do these things. But that's one
All
thing
right.
we will definitely make efforts to make these a little bit more stable, a little more sounding a little bit better as we continue to push these out as much as we can.
That's right. So as I was trying to say, I lost my train of thought and don't even remember what I was talking about. So never mind.
Now we've kind of talked about the meta of exotics. What do you think the the new weapon changes are going to do, and then we're gonna probably wrap up with that and maybe touch on a little bit of something else. But the new changes that are coming down, hand cannons getting a little help with ADS, shotguns getting nerfed to melee ranges, pulse rifles kind of backing off to where everything's a 3-burst kill, auto rifles getting bumped up a little bit. How do you think that's going to shift us around a little bit?
So personally, I'm pretty excited for it. Obviously, at least it seems anyways, that they're trying to increase the time to kill, which anytime they increase the time to kill, that focuses on the players having to keep their sights on the target longer and making sure that all of their bullets connect.
Sure.
Which makes Destiny a little bit less of a twitch shooter and more of almost a Halo style game where
you have a little bit of time to react.
That's right. So I'm personally excited for it. The pulse rifle nerf, I think, is something that has been needed for a while. Pulse rifles kind of rule everything right now, which at the point in time,
you're almost guaranteed to run into a Nerwins or a Hawksaw, at least one per enemy team that you come up against.
Yeah, you're either going to see Reflection Sum, Hawksaw, or Nerwin's Mercy, and if you don't, then the other team is just fooling around at the particular time. So I think auto rifles may actually have a nice comeback. I know a lot of people are excited about it. I know Bama, for instance, one of his favorite guns is Monte Carlo, and he's pretty excited to. That's right. He's pretty excited to maybe be actually able to use it in PvP again, because you can use it right now if you want to, but it's
not
if you get it,
not as good as other weapons.
Right. If you get in the range where it's effective, a shotgun's going to own you.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult to actually use auto rifles really well right now. So that's exciting. The other thing I'm really looking forward to is getting rid of the luck in the chamber on snipers again. I don't really know why they added that back in there. I mean, they just got rid of the freaking final round, which is the luck in the chambers is the same thing. It's just a random bullet instead. And I don't really understand Bungie's design philosophy on that one, of why they even put it back in there. Maybe it was just an oversight on their part. And if it was an oversight,
I'd like to think so.
Yeah,
I think
so.
Because it's random, maybe they thought it wouldn't be as reliable as it is. But as it stands, it's if it worked a little bit more often, like Mulligan used to, where it felt like that was a useless perk and you never ever got your bullet back if you missed. I can see where luck in the chamber would definitely be one of those things where it's like, oh, he got me, but it was luck in the chamber, so I feel a little better. But now I feel like luck in the chamber procs almost guaranteed on the second shot.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about on the Irene, there's 4 bullets in the chamber, and it's luck in the chamber. That's a 25% chance that when he shoots you, you're dead. Period. He can shoot you in the big toe and you're done. It doesn't matter.
And especially because it's guaranteed to proc in your magazine. It's not a, hey, this magazine may have one. It's this magazine will have 1 bullet that'll damage you extra. And so that's kind of annoying, at least on the receiving end.
Yeah, it's most definitely frustrating to deal with, especially for somebody like me that tends to snipe more than anything else. I mean, it is infuriating knowing that I got one shot by some guy and I can't even see him because he sees my foot.
Sure.
It's obnoxious, man. So, but they're getting rid of that. So, I'm really excited for that. That's going to be a welcome change. I know there's a lot of shotgunners out there that are pretty upset over the shotgun changes. One of our members,
kind of helping you out a little bit with shotguns. They've I say that the range is getting just bad, but the critical damage is getting buffed up to 1 1.25 times, and right now it's like 1 and 1.1, and it's getting up to like 1.25, 1.2. So that's, they're getting rid of your range aspect, but if you can get the crit shots, which I'm talking about a shotgun, but we all know there's one shotgun out there that tends to chaperone people around. And that one still has some nasty range on it. And I know that if you get a critical there, it's going to help you out a lot and almost be a guaranteed kill. But we'll see how that plays out.
In all fairness, I don't get as mad when people kill me with chaperone as I do with something like conspiracy theory. Because conspiracy theory, you can chest shot me from like 30 foot away. It feels like, and at least I know with the chaperone, you had to aim at my head.
Yeah.
you had to put a little bit of effort into it. So that I'm pretty excited about. I know I was talking with Ace Swizzle 7, that's a part of our community, and the big thing he's just annoyed with is they're making it to where after you've been sprinting or after you slide, the time it takes to ready your shotgun is
Yeah.
getting reduced.
And they're slowing you down
That's
when you're
making
walking
it
around, which seems a little odd.
right. So they're just, to me it sounds like we're just going to run into a lot of people that are sitting in corners with shotguns now. Instead of them being mobile, you're just going to have the kid camping in the corner waiting on you to turn the corner, which is going to be aggravating in its own right. But
Sure.
at least maps won't be owned by them anymore.
Yeah. Having a stable or stationary area that you can't go around is a lot easier to avoid than saying, okay, well, that side of the map is done because it's all corners and guy can slide around the corner and hit me before I can even register that he's there. So we'll see how that all plays out. I'm sure that there's going to be some changes that we're not too happy about and some that we are very happy about. But I think we'll be able to work around that. We're coming towards the close of our little repartee here, if you will. We've covered a lot of things, and we've went over time as far as we were thinking. I don't think we planned on making this a 45-minute run here, but I think we covered a lot of stuff, and we're looking forward to a lot of things that are coming forward. I know that as our community grows, your mods here are working on trying to make sure that we've planned ahead. As we were saying at the beginning of this, we planned on maybe having 75 people in the group, not in the clan, in the group, come the end of the month that we've had the community up and running now. Well, we're sitting at 246 right now, and I think we get somewhere between 5 to 10 requests to join every day, and that's amazing. And y'all have done such an incredible job of getting this community out there and keeping this community the way it has been. Being such a positive and helpful group has definitely made an impact. And I know some of you are here because of the community and how it is. And I've been honored to be a part of that. I know the other mods share my sentiments in that this has been something that we never expected we'd get as far as it has in such a short time. Y'all have grown so much that when I was speaking to one of our other members, Trog80, Trog has done so many raids that I don't understand what he has time to do anything else. I'm gonna bet that he's done King's Fall, I don't know, 30 times in a week, easy. And maybe not this week because he had ridiculous work with Black Friday and all that fun business coming around. But man, I tell you, that guy is, if he's on, I've almost always seen him in a raid, and always it's
yeah, he pretty much raids all the time. It's
a
incredible.
lot of people.
And yeah, he really enjoys helping people through the raid, which is really awesome in and of itself. So
and so I know that Trog has been huge in guiding and helping people along, but as a whole, y'all in general have been just phenomenal at keeping the idea that, hey, we're just having fun playing a game, and if you want to get better, that's what we're here for. We're going to try and make you better. We're going to try and make ourselves better, and we're going to push to be as good as we can be. I played Trials a couple weeks ago when it was the one of the maps on Mars, on Phobos. Firebase Delphi, I think is the one. And I
yeah,
jumped
that's
in there
it. Yep.
with Zai and Lothar, and we were just goofing off. We were not planning on going. We were not planning on trying to push for flawless. We were looking to get bounties done, because now that those are a thing, it becomes a lot more achievable to say, hey, look, I'm going to get my 5 and my 7 wins. I don't really care about my losses, but I'm going to try and get these bounties done so I can see about getting some of these rewards. And we went about 7 matches and we didn't lose one. And when we hit 7-0, we started going, maybe this can happen. So we pushed up to 8, and we got to 8 wins, and somebody asked for some help in a raid to be guided and helped out through that. And so Zai, Lothar, and I hopped out of our trials run and jumped into the raid and spent 4 to 7 hours trying to guide and help people through Oryx. And after that, we jumped right back into trials and got our 9th win. And it was it was really cool, and it was an awesome experience to go from kind of being really focused in PvP to jumping over to help other people. And Lothar and Zai and myself, no complaints the whole way, happy to do it. Really just I don't know what the word is, but being so willing to help other people, and that's huge. And I'm really glad that our community has people like that are willing to do that. Just hands down, people willing to do that. I know, like, another person that comes to mind is Spicy. He, because of his work schedule, is not really able to play past 8 when a lot of us are on. But that man has put us 2 Oryx on hard mode probably 15 to 20 times, and he only just now got his hard mode killed.
Yeah. We pushed really hard to make sure he got his hard mode this week because he's helped so many people, and
Absolutely.
I didn't know he didn't have his hard mode kill until last week, and I was like, we are getting that man his hard mode kill. So we finally made that happen for him.
It was something. I've been blown away by how this community has just really reached out and done what they've done. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what we've got coming in the future. This PvP based aspect that we've got going on right now is something we're really looking forward to, and hopefully that'll help get more people the somewhat above average clan tag. But we'll have to we'll work on things as we go, and it's been humbling to be a part of this community and to be part of the leaders here. I'm gonna turn it to Crimson and see if he's got anything else that you want to say here, Crimson, and then I think we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than once again thank you guys so very much for making this community what it is already. And one of the things I do want to throw out there, like we've said more than once during this whole thing, we want to be a community that's more than willing to help people out and do whatever it takes to get new people through and all that kind of good stuff. And if you are one of those people that's trying to Sherpa a raid or maybe teach somebody how to do PvP or something like that, I know, and I know Last Member knows, Bama knows, and Boomtown knows, and Trog knows, and Spicy knows, and all of you know that sometimes it gets really, really frustrating. Sometimes you just want to be done with it and you want to put it down and all that kind of good stuff. But just remember that at the end of the day, when you finally get that OX hard mode killer, when it finally clicks in that person's head that they shouldn't be just running out there and dying over and over again in PvP or something like that, it is a wonderful feeling knowing that you helped that person to become a better gamer, and that's what we're all about. So
Absolutely.
just keep that in mind and try and stay patient, because it does get aggravating sometimes, and we all know that. But do what you can to help out your fellow SAAG member.
Absolutely. And on the flip side of that, if you're one of the people who are looking to get guided, help us help you, man. We need to know what's not clicking, what's getting you killed, so that we can maybe give you advice for when we were in that position, what was getting us. I know from a couple of times in the totem area of the King's Fall raid, not being aware of that boomer up on top can throw you for a loop if you're not careful. So if you're getting stuck in a position, unless it's a jumping puzzle, Spicy, I got nothing for you. Spicy may be able to give you a lot more advice there. Dolphin Mike also might be a great person to talk to, but I can help you and show you where to jump. But other than that, I got nothing as far as jumping puzzles go. But other than that, we've been killed in a lot of situations that you've been killed in. I can almost guarantee that. So help us help you and give us what we need to know to make sure that you're going to be able to do these things and do these encounters, because and I don't know that we've officially said it other than telling people as we've been going through things, but this is not a place for you to get carried. This is a place for you to get the knowledge to be able to do an encounter and the knowledge to be able to do things. So we're really happy and willing to do that, but you've got to help us help you. So we're really looking forward to getting.
Yeah, I want to make sure I second that. We do not intend on carrying anyone through anything. And stress that pretty heavily. We want to help you become a better gamer. We want you to learn the skills to.
Oh man, I just lost him. But that's on my end. To echo what Crimson was saying, it's we're about helping you get better, and not about getting you through the content just because you want to get carried and you want to get that win. For whatever the content is, if it's an Oryx kill or if it's a lighthouse run, we're not going to be able to carry you through those things. We're going to be able to help you get through those things, and like on my aspect with Crimson and Boomtown, they have definitely been the reason I've gotten to the lighthouse a couple of times, more than a couple of times, but they were not the only reason I got there. I had to help them as much as I could in those situations. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. Y'all have been such an awesome community that I truly am blown away at being able to support y'all and do this with y'all. I'm looking forward to see where we're going in the future, and I really can't wait. We got some things coming up that are going to be great. We've got a couple things coming out this Monday that are going to be helpful for everybody in general, and I'm really looking forward to doing all these things. So this is Last signing off for all the mods and admins here. We're looking forward to hearing from you, and keep it going, Guardians. We'll be out there with you here soon.